Hey everybody, how y'all doing? Everybody good? Woo. Hello. Everybody good? It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, ain't it? Y'all want me to sing that? It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's a beautiful day for a neighbor. Won't you be mine? Could you be mine? We out here with no mosquitoes or bugs. This is beautiful. Y'all ready for a quick journey? Gonna take you for a ride. Y'all like funk? Y'all like hot sauce? All right, I'm serving up funky hot sauce tonight. Enjoy. This song is entitled South Street. It's on my Eye of the Storm CD, named after South Street in Philadelphia. Feel it in the house. All right. So y'all ready? Are y'all ready? All right, we need to be heard out on Route 50. Are y'all ready? Yeah, let's get it. got Tony Hinton on bass, y'all. Willie Howe on drums. Give it up for Willie. Andrew Best on keys. My name is Brian Lenair. Good night. Thanks for coming out. Woo! We're just warming up a little bit. Aliens are for real, y'all. So I have a CD out. My latest CD is called The Cover Story. How many of y'all got it? All right, that's good. We got 3 people to have it. So we have that on sale along with other CDs. How many other CDs y'all got? 2, 3, 1. All right, good. So I have CDs and T-shirts available. This song was a song by Adele. It's one of my, well, it's an okay song, but I put some hot sauce on it. It goes like this. yo, yo. On keyboards. On keyboards, give it up for Andrew Best. What we get ready to do is have a conversation. So, pretend it's a lady and a guy. Guy gets home late, the lady got something to say to him. It goes like this. course, y'all see who got the last word, right? Ladies always get the last word. No matter what. All right. Y'all hear me back there? Y'all good? All right, great. So look, from this half over, there's one section, section one. This half over there, section two. Y'all didn't know y'all gonna be in the choir today, right? That side's a little bit lighter than that side, but we're gonna make it do what it do. Y'all ready to sing? Y'all ready to sing? You might want to say yeah, because I can't sing and I'm going to do it if you don't want me to. You know, girl. All right, so the words are real easy. I love you. Yes, I do. That's it. And the good part is, that half gets I love you, this half gets yes I do. So you only got to worry about 3 words. I love you, yes I do. Y'all got that? Y'all got it? All right, we're going to try it out. I know when we first start off, it's going to be like, yeah. Y'all ready? All right, section 1 over here. From here to cameraman over. Let me hear you say, I love you. Yeah, see? Bring it out. Section 1, y'all ready? Put your chicken down for a second. Y'all ready? All right, the words are I love you. The line goes like this. And I can't sing, but I'm gonna give it to you anyway. You ready? I love you. I love you. I love you. Man, this is a terrible choir. We got church in the morning, y'all, 8 o'clock. We need to get this right. Can we get it right? All right. Let me try this section over here. All right. Can I hear y'all saying, yes, I do? All right, now we're just gonna put some notes to it. Yes, I do. All right, so it goes, I love you. Yes, I do. I love you. Yeah! That's it! Now watch this. Now I'm gonna sing on top of that. Oh, y'all, let's go! Shabba-dabba-dwee-dwee-dwee. I love y'all. Keep it going. Here, keep it going. love you. Woo. Y'all hear the police siren go off? That's why I got off the stage. I thought I might have to run through the woods. But he ain't get out the car though, so we good. I'd like to take this time to acknowledge some people that are very close and near to my heart. That's my mama, my daddy, and my baby sister, and her husband. They're sitting right there. Yep. They've been coming to see me play for quite some time. Since I was about 7. Yeah. I got a cassette tape when I was about what, 11 or 12? A Christmas program. My mom put it on a Radio Shack cassette tape. That joint still plays. We got to transfer it really soon though. And my dad plays saxophone, and that's why I play saxophone. And it pays that he's a good guy, and it pays that he plays sax, because if he was a gangster, I would have been a gangster. Lock up, yo! Oh, I didn't say it. Woo! Wee! Just make sure you lock up and move your car, y'all. Oh, here it come. Woo! They serious. They're serious, y'all. Make sure you move your car. Yeah, make sure you move your car, y'all. Howdy, officers. Top of the air. It's all right. That's if we was in Paris, y'all. We're gonna give you the high-class sovereign. Move your car, y'all. First house down there. There's 4 cars on the grass. This is a respectable neighborhood. You gotta respect the grass. All right. They park behind the stage, y'all. I don't know if anybody up here owes any money to anybody. All right. They're gonna have to move because the bus can't turn around. Hey fellas, you're gonna have to move your car. You gotta move your car. If you hear any noise, it's just me and the boys. You gotta move your car now. improv at its best. So when they come back up here, we're going to crank that song back up and y'all know exactly what's going on. I ain't even want to say nothing. It just hit the song. All right. So about 10 years ago, coming up in November, I experienced one of the most incredible things in my life. It was the birth of my baby girl. And it's been a great 10 years. She'll be 10 in November. Time flies. So about 10 years ago, I wrote a song about my experience. Because men go through things too, ladies. Not like y'all though. Y'all got it. 110%. There's nothing, y'all the strongest beings on planet Earth. Period. Hands down. Hands down. I don't care what nobody say. Ladies, y'all super, what they call them, superheroes? Yeah, that's it. Y'all superheroes. But anyway, I wrote a song. It's entitled "The Father's Love," because there ain't no good songs about dads anywhere. Papa was a Rolling Stone, and so on and so on. So, I thought I'd call it "A Father's Love" because the Father's love is important too. And we are emotional beings, we just don't show it. Right, Kevin? Yeah, that's right. Thank you. Father's love.